Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is Rami Ansur, and I wish a happy Dhul Hijjah to the entire ACA community, the parents, the teachers, staff, faculty, and all of the students. I just want to take a few minutes of your time as we begin this new year to share with you some of the development that we have been going through in the Sacred Science Committee and the Sacred Science Department to really give your students, give your children the best Islamic studies program that we can provide. Last year, I went through a process of reviewing the existing curriculum at ACA and looking at seeing where the gaps were. After that assessment, I suggested a new curriculum. We decided to begin that this year, and we have begun that process. So you will see a new curriculum for all grades, 1st through 12. We're using the Sefer publications for grades 1 through 6th. Now, one of the things about that publications is that in my review of curriculum for Islamic studies, which I've been doing since for the better part of the last 10 years, actually 12 years, since 2006, and developing and researching curriculum in Islamic studies for adults since the year 2000. So since that time, I've found that there are a number of options available. Sefer by far has so far been the best that I feel for covering the fard al-ain, the individual obligatory knowledge that we should have for our children. Now we're going to have some supplements for through some other courses, and I'll make another video to update you about the lower grades and what we're working on there. I'm going to speak mostly in this short video about the upper grades because there's been some questions and concerns from parents about the upper grades, and I want you to know that I want to hear all of the feedback. And unfortunately, my work with ACA is remote, so I'm only able to come about once a month, and the rest of my time I'm working remotely with the teachers in the administration as well as in the Sacred Science Department. So I want to mention that what I've done for the 7th through 12th grade is focused on really 3 areas to guide this curriculum. One is the focus on fard al-ain, which is the individual obligatory knowledge, and so that permeates all of the choices that I have made in the curriculum that we have decided on as a group. I've shared it with other members of the Sacred Science Committee. It's also metin-based. What metin-based means is that I'm utilizing traditional texts that have been used in our institutions for hundreds or maybe even over 1,000 years, depending on the text. So institutions like Al-Azhar University and Qarawiyyin and the Mahdara system that I was fortunate enough to study in Mauritania and other systems throughout the world, they still utilize these texts, and I'm a firm believer that this is the best way to go to give our students a firm grounding in their Fard al-Ain, their individual obligatory knowledge, as well as the Fard al-Kifaya knowledge through using the metin-based. Also focusing on the Islamic identity, which I feel is probably the most important aspect that we have to give to our students as they step through the doors of any Islamic school or any Islamic institution. So even before looking at the academic, the nuts and bolts of what we're presenting to them, is are we really giving them an Islamic identity? So that's what I'm keeping in mind. Through assessments and supplements that I will add to be delivered by the Islamic studies teachers. In this case, it would be Sheikh Derek, Sheikh Ahmed in the 7th through the 12th grades. It'll be an enriched curriculum. One of the things that I looked at is that I had a standard that I wanted for the 12th graders. So the 7th through 12th grade, we're going to have to fast track them to get everybody prepared. The subjects that I want the high schoolers, especially the 10th and the 12th graders, 10th through 12th grades, 10, 11, 12, to focus on is really subjects, core subjects, to give them a strong foundation in theology, Aqidah, to give them a strong foundation in Usul al-Fiqh, the foundational method of how our Sharia has been derived and defined. A strong foundation in the understanding of hadith and hadith literature and the Quran and tafsir and so forth, to prepare them that as they go off into this world, especially in the college, that they're able to think critically and to not compromise our values as Muslims, but to be able to engage in very intellectual debates and discussions, because they're going to hear things in the college campuses, in online forums, in social media, amongst their friends, amongst their peer groups and so forth, that they need to be equipped with the tools to deal with. Now, I can't work up get them at that level to 12th grade if we don't have some foundational knowledge already there. So there has been a concern about why is it that the 7th graders and the 12th graders all have the same textbook, and I appreciate those who have reached out about with this concern, and I want to explain what the reasoning is behind that. It is that I want to make sure that the foundational knowledge is there with every person before we move on to the higher level subjects. And so we're going to be assessing the students before and after the courses, and for some of the books, and definitely after courses for all of the books. But we want to make sure that they have that foundational level knowledge. So they're going to be fast tracking through the material. Now, the two materials that you'll see is this book on the rights of parents and this book on Iman 100. I want you, if you get the book, to flip through it and to look through it, and so that you realize that this is not just because the 7th graders all the way through the 12th graders have the same material, doesn't mean that it's watered down material for the 12th graders. Just to let you know, we have designed this textbook here at Taiba Foundation at a collegiate level, so it's a post-secondary course designed at the post-secondary level, so it's not simple. Now we're going to presenting it at the middle school level. We're not going to be expecting them to study it at the collegiate level, but it can be used to where it's challenging, and it can be presented to where it's palatable for the middle school level. Now I designed this course, and you can take a look through it, but I designed this course when teaching middle school age kids, Muslim kids, the idea of, or the subject of, theology. So I made sure to cover all the points. Please read the intro of this book. It'll explain a lot about it. We're going to be going at a slower pace for the 7th and the 8th graders because this is what it was designed mainly for in its original form, and we'll be going through it faster with the 12th graders and the 11th, 10th, and 9th graders so that we can get them to the subjects that they're going to be studying, and I'll mention that in a moment. The other book is The Rights of Parents. Again, every student is getting this book because I want to make sure that every student has the knowledge that's covered in this subject. I teach this book to adults. The majority of people that I've taught this to, the information is new to them, so don't think that it's a simple subject. I encourage you to read through the book. Everybody who has gone through this book, and it's taken from a metin from a scholar in West Africa who has collected a lot of the Quran and the Hadith and the stories of the Salaf about the subject of Birrul Walidain. So we'll be going through this, and there will be a number of projects, and so please discuss these books with your children and read through them as well. The book here is designed to where the lectures are actually in the book. They can read them on their own as the homework, and the classroom is going to be more discussion based. So we're going to try to move as much as we can away from the lectures, the idea of sage on the stage where the teacher just teaches. They're going to be listening to audios or reading commentary that we have provided, and the discussions are going to be happening in the classroom. So I guarantee you it's going to be an enriched experience for all grade levels. Just to show you other material that we have and that I have developed, I'm not going to go through it all. This video would become too long. It's probably already too long right now. But we have assessments to track progress, which that we'll be sharing with the parents. I'll also be working directly with, and I've already been working directly with Sheikh Derek in the Islamic Science, the Sacred Science Department. We're in regular contact by phone, texting, and email, and also other collaboration tools that I've shared with him. I'll be working with Dr. Samah, Ms. Christine, and the Sacred Science Committee to make sure that we can do the best in terms of implementing this curriculum and giving your children the best of what they deserve. If you have any concerns at all, please contact me. I'll be able to answer questions. Unfortunately, again, I'm not there on the campus. I'm here in California, so I'm not able to enjoy your wonderful weather there in Arizona. Sorry, no offense, but I'm not there to be there in person so that I can hear those concerns in person from you as parents, because you're entrusting us with the most precious thing that you have, more precious than any amount of investments or stocks or bonds or gold or money, your children. And we want to really show you that we appreciate that trust, that amana that you're giving to us, and we want you to know that we're working to do our best to give your children the best that they deserve. But if you have any questions and concerns, please reach out to me. My email is rami.insur@azacademy.org. That's RAMI.insur, N as in Nancy, S as in Sam, OUR @azacademy.org. It's also listed on the staff directory. Please, if you have any questions. Otherwise, Enjoy your a wonderful upcoming Eid, and I look forward to a wonderful year at ACA. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.